Hi, my screen's being weird today. It's all little, so I'm going to try to make sure I stay in it. I thought today, I've had a lot of questions this week personally about dieting and what the best diets are, and do I recommend diets. I want to start by saying I never recommend a diet. When we call it a diet, it's filled with things. Changing eating habits is a really good way to think about it. Um, my own personal thing is eat real food from its source as much as you can. 3 meals a day, maybe 2 small snacks. Normal eating. Just not eating when you're not hungry, and never eating till you're so full you're going to explode. When we think about it, normally if I ask somebody, they say I want to lose some weight, so the first thing I'll ask is, well, how many calories are you eating a day? What does your day look like? And they always usually say they don't eat that much. They don't know why they can't lose weight. It's usually never in the 3 meals. Sometimes dinner. People go crazy on dinner. Usually not losing weight is coming from the things that are happening in between the meals. Um, when I was staying at home with my kids when they were little, I mean, how many times you're making breakfast, lunch, dinner, and you're tasting it and you're doing that? We don't count any of that. And sometimes those can be hundreds of calories a day. For me, it is. Like if the kid doesn't finish oatmeal, I might finish it. I already had my breakfast. So you have to think of it like that. Um, so I like to use things like the hunger scale, and I've presented that before. I also like to think about really just sitting with yourself. Like right now, it's 12 o'clock. Are you hungry? Are you eating just because it's 12 o'clock? Are you having like a little bit of emptiness in your belly? So just really being in tune with your body and then seeing how it feels too. If you eat a lunch and it's too much and that doesn't feel good, what are you going to do to change it? So, and then there's the whole diet craze, right? All the different new diets. I want to talk specifically about a few, just the ones that I know people are playing with right now. Believe it or not, people are still going low carb. And I say, well, people are going low carb. I'm not talking about keto. I'm talking about just like eating normal, but hardly any carbs. There's a huge problem in that, and I know it was popular and everybody lost weight. I remember in the 90s, I was old enough to watch, people doing that kind of dieting. What's happening with that long-term, long side effects, the liver and kidneys are shutting down. There's not enough fiber, there's not enough things moving through, and your body has to work so hard to process that high protein. Because that's what normally people will do. If they take out the carbs, they eat more protein, and your body really doesn't need as much protein as you think. I was definitely under that impression too. It's much less than we would say. The rule of thumb for protein is about 1 gram per kilogram of body weight. So if you think of it like that, for me, I just do half of my body weight, so I'm 130, so I eat 65 grams of protein. And I work out a lot, and I have a lot of muscle, and it holds that. It does hold that. And on days when I'm lower on protein, I will use a vegan shake, but that's pretty rare these days. So really, the big problem with that is when people were doing it, they were losing weight, and they were seeing all these all these great things happening, but then later the liver and kidney counts, the blood work comes back, and you're not so happy. Then keto. Keto is a high-fat diet, like 80% fat, 10% protein, 10% carbs. Unless you're under a doctor's supervision, I say don't play with keto. It's really hard to get 80% good fat into your body. Really, really, really hard. I've watched people put full steaks with pork with a slight serving of greens on the side. Now, yeah, your body process is different when you're eating in fat like that, but I say, please, if you're going to mess around with keto, talk to your doctor. Find out the real things that you need to know about the keto diet. Some people's bodies don't respond well, even though it can be done well. And there are certain chronic diseases that actually do much better on a keto diet because the good fats going to the brain are really helpful, like Parkinson's, MS, there's one more. But and in brain cancer, they'll do a high-fat keto diet for those things because your brain needs the good food too. And then, paleo. And then there's a Whole30. Again, I don't have any problem with the paleo. If it's done correctly with enough fiber, it's a good thing. Paleo goes on the fact that we're only supposed to eat the things that are naturally coming up, naturally grown. Okay, so it eliminates huge amounts of food. And that's really what the three diets do, right? So paleo eliminates a lot of carbs. Keto says no carbs, hardly any protein. And then the low carb one is just low carbs. Let me round back to keto. There aren't many people who can do an 80-10-10 split effectively. It's really hard to only do 10% protein when you're eating fat. So if you have your steak, right? So like 1 4-ounce piece of steak, there's about 25 grams of protein in that. If you were to do the keto, that's it. That's all you get for protein for the day. Because if you keep eating the protein, it doesn't work as well. The ketones don't work. So that's the problem I see with the keto diet. Nobody ever really gets into it because they're using meat as their main source of fat. Okay, back to paleo. Whole food groups are gone. Really, really, the paleo diet is a pretty good diet, but it's restrictive. And I don't know that we have to be restrictive. What we have to do is be careful. We have to be mindful of what we put in our body. It doesn't have to be about restriction. Um, I love, if you're not on a doctor order, please, please no, I'm not talking about if you have doctor's orders for something else. I love a split of food, 30-30-30. I mean, we should have a little of everything in our diets. I don't restrict. I eat ice cream, whatever I want not now. And I think it's a better way to go. But I do practice with every meal, mindfulness, every meal. I stop if I'm not hungry anymore. You know, I know we all grew up with that. You have to eat everything on your plate. The analogy I gave my partner was if he didn't want to throw the food away. So I was like, okay, so you could throw it in the trash, or you could throw it in your body. Either way, it's wasted. And that was big, you know, for him to like reorganize and be like, yeah, I'm putting that trash that I would put in the, you know, in my body, and it can't process it. It's too much food. So I do believe strongly in that. And also, you know, being mindful when you're eating, sitting down, maybe with people you love, and talking and sharing those kinds of things. So, yeah, I say eat good food, eat a little less. Um, I do suggest always maybe tracking for a few days because tracking gives you the opportunity to see where you really are. And it was that for me that made me realize that I was eating out of balance. I love fats. I love all the fats. No meat, but I love like the fats, avocados and nuts and all of that. When I tracked my food after a while, it was like 40% fat. Now, if, you know, it's not keto, it's not anything. It's just too much fat on a daily basis. And my body was not responding good. So um, pay attention to your body, track your food. If you don't know where you're at, if you don't know like how much you're actually eating, and yeah, eat. So let's do some exercise, and we're going to do some stretching. If you have a strap, bring it to this, okay? I'm going to make sure I have mine. Okay, we're going to start on the ground today with some mat Pilates. Just making sure you can see me. My camera is small today. We're going to start with hands under the tush, legs up in the air, one leg down at a time. We're going to do 15 each side. 3, 4, 'If this hurts the back at all, you could bend the knees. It works the same lower abdomen. 7 more. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, I'm going to bring those feet down to the ground. We're going to work on some bridging here. So let's start. Arms are overhead. We're just going to lift and lower the tush. So 1, and down. 2, 4, 10 more. 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, and down. The next one is going to be one-legged bridges. So you can either stick your leg up in the air or cross it over. I'm going to cross it over. Hands are by the side. We're going to do 15 each side. So 1 and 2, 3, 4. 10 more. 7 more. 4 more. Last one. Trade sides. Here we go. Ten more. 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, and 1. Let's bring those knees into chest. We're just going to rock and roll a little bit. Coming back down to the ground, we're going to work bicycles. So legs are in tabletop, arms are behind the head. Opposite elbow to opposite knee. 1, together. 2, 3. 10 more. So 5 each side. 5, 4, 3, 2 more. Almost there. Woo! Okay, let's let those knees go back and forth. Take that tension out of the belly. And we're going to come to the other side here, go on all fours. You guys know I love bird dog, okay? So on the inhale, right arm, left leg. Exhale, set it down. Other side. Three more each side. 3, 2, last one. Okay, we're going to push back into child's pose. Open up the knees, rest the head. Okay, coming back up into this position, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to touch elbow to knee in the middle. So it's going to be inhale, extend, exhale, crunch. We're going to stay on one side. Six more. 4, 3, last one. 1. Whew. Shake that out. We're going to move right to the other side, 12 on each, 12 on that side as well. So inhale, crunch. Halfway. Three more. Set it back down, go back, child's pose. Just rest the head. We're going to go back to our back for some more ab work. We're going to do a little bit of dead bug, so it's upside down pointer dog, engaging the belly instead of the back. So opposite arm, opposite leg. Bring it together. 2, 3. 4 more each side. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Arms out to the side, let those knees go back and forth. Loosen that belly again. Okay, let's go to the side. We're going to do some old school Jane Fonda stuff here. Knee in, up, down, out. 2. Flex your foot here. It'll get the glute, not the glutes, it'll get the quads more engaged. 6 and 7. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 'Last one. Woo. Now we're going to lift both the legs. We're going to stay on this side. It's kind of hard, so get a comfy spot. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 6 more, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's turn around to the other side. We're going to bring that leg in, up, out, down. Seven more. 7, 6, 5, 3, 'Last one. Legs are together here on the side. Lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. I forgot my water as I always do. So since I'm standing, let's go to standing. We're going to have arms out to the side, nice open legs, opposite hands, opposite foot. 1, up. Try to reach really far. 5 more each side. Three more each side. 3, 2, last one each side. Coming on up, let's walk. Bring those hands down to the ground. Hold forward bend. Okay, come on up. This time we're going to do opposite hand to foot. Okay? So 1, 2, 5, 5 more. 5, 4, 3, last one. Since we're up here too, we're going to do one-legged deadlifts. Catching my breath. If you have a weight, you're going to put it in the hand, but this is easily done without one. Okay, so one leg comes up. 1, 2, 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 2 more. Other side. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Catch your breath just a sec. We're going to do some squats. You can pick where you want your legs. Do you want them wide, pointed out like plie? Do you want them a little bit closer? So all your choice, okay? So here we go. 1, 2. 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, last 3. 3, 2, last one. 1. Okay, let's go back down to the ground again. We're going to put the hands under the tush. Legs are straight up in the air. We're going to let one leg come down at a time. We're just going to warm it back up. Just a few before we go into both legs. Okay, here we go. We're going to come about halfway down, holding. So the core gets totally engaged. You can lower them if you'd like, steadily. And we're taking those nice deep belly breaths. Shaking will start. You're going to have to be okay with it. It's really good for your body to let some shake happen. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's come on up. We're going to do wide, straddle, and come forward. Let's face both of those. Let's face our foot and come down. And then other side. Okay, we're going to get into plank position next. You can do on hands or forearms. Your choice. Lift one leg, bring it down. 2, 2 more each side. 2, and 1. Bring those knees down to the earth. Go back into child's pose again. Release that low back. Okay, we're going to try plank turns. So we're in plank. We come side. Carefully come center. Come other side. So back and forth. Three more each side. 3, 2, and 1. Let's come off those wrists. And let's stretch the wrists. So you got hold of your hands here. And then the other side. We're going to do down dog toe touches next. It's one of my favorites. So you put yourself in down dog. Legs are just a little bit wider. Come forward. Exhale, opposite foot. Ten more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we'll come down again. Shake out those wrists. We're going to do tricep dips next. If you have a couch or a stool available, you're going to put your hands on that. I'll show you both ways. So here's my little yoga stool. I could do it here, or I could do it on the ground without the extra leverage, where it's just here. Okay, let's try 12. Here we go. So bring the tush up, dip, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let's lay it down. Bring both knees to chest. Get the pressure off those wrists for a second. Okay, we're going to put arms out to the side, legs straight up in the air or bent. You can decide. We're going to take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, we're going to go to one side. Don't touch down. Inhale, center. Then other side. I think I'm going to need to bend my knees today. I'm a tired core today. Three more each side. 3, 2, last one. Extend that left leg on the ground. Bring that right knee to chest. And then the other side. We're going to turn over into plank position for some push-ups. We're going to do the push-ups with the close arms. So you can either be on your knees or you can be on feet. Arms are close, about hip distance apart. When you come down in these push-ups, I want you to watch my elbows stay close to my body. Okay? You can go to knees. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go right back into child's pose. And then we'll come back up. I'm going to take my shoes off. We're going to do the stretch portion. I'm going to come a little closer. Okay. Let's start with the wrists. We did this before. This time take your thumb. So I've got my thumb. Bring that thumb back. It's going to feel strange. But it's another computer thing, right? Or, remote control thing. Other one, we never make the thumb go backwards. We're always in the other direction. Then we're going to bring those hands together here. Then without letting the fingers separate, we're going to push down. Right there. And just hold, pushing those hands together. Now we're going to turn it upside down and try to bring it up. So if any of you have arthritis, these are great tools. First, we're going to turn our hands in, so the fingers are pointing towards our body. Then, if you can, lean back. You won't get very far. A lot of tension runs up the forearms, wrist, thumb. Now turn them upside down. Come in a little closer first. Nice deep belly breaths here. and release. Let's go back to seated. Legs are out in front for forward fold. So we'll take that nice big inhale, both arms. Exhale, tuck the belly, come forward. If you can't reach your feet, you can grab a strap, a belt. And then we'll slowly roll up. Let's bring one leg in. We're going to turn the whole body towards that foot and then come over. Here you're going to breathe into the side body in this opening. This is where the stretch is coming from. Hip flexors, under the arm. There's also different kinds of stretching. So it's recommended that before a workout, right, you warm yourself up, turn towards your foot, then come down. So I always do like a 15-minute warm-up and then dynamic stretches. And what that means is you come in and out of it, you don't hold it. It's just warming the area up without lengthening. So you like the leg kicks and the arm coming back and forth. So it helps with the warm-up as well, right? You're warming up the area, you're warming up your body. And then after a workout, come back to center. We're going to go into butterfly. Let me show you from the side. If you have to bring your feet in and you do this, it's better to have your feet out like I do, and then come forward from the hips. And then after working out, I personally like to use a foam roller on my whole back body, a part of my front body on the quads, then my tush, my back, my hamstrings, and then stretch, then holding those long, long stretches because the foam roller smooths all the bumps out. Now you need to re-stretch them. Without re-stretching them, they stay constricted, and the people who you'll see who kind of come forward is because they've just gotten too tight in certain areas, or even back, or they can't get a full leg extension is because they've shortened everything. So you want to also make sure to foam roll and then stretch again. Holding the stretches about 30 seconds each side. I always say find a couple that you really like because that's what you'll do. Okay, crisscross applesauce. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, one arm over. Inhale, center. Exhale, other arm. So this would be a dynamic stretch. We're moving, but we're still getting that little stretch. One more each side. Then the right arm comes over. We're going to hold. Here's your static hold. Inhale, center, other side. And then coming back to center, we're going to lie down on the ground for figure 4. Crossing one leg over the other and just bringing that leg up. If you can do it without your chin being up, you can be here, but if not, put it back down on the ground, the foot. Because this is good enough, and you just put a little pressure on this outside leg. And the other side. Again, same thing over here. Tuck that chin. Release that. Left leg on the floor. We're going to bring right knee into chest. And you can give little circles with the ankles. And then turn it around the other way. Other side. We're going to bend both knees. Keep the arms wide. We're going to let the knees go back and forth. Try to get big movements here. Get the hip flexor in. The next time both knees are to the right, we're going to hold. And you can gaze out over that left arm. Inhale to center, then the other side. Gaze out over that other arm. Okay, coming back to center, we're going to take one leg and we're going to bring the top of our body up to get the nice hamstring stretch here. Set it down, other side, and we're going to go back and forth. So bring it up. Hold for a second. Bring it back down. One more time each side. Okay, then we're going to come to all fours for some cat-cow. It's one of the best spinal movements. So on the inhale, the belly drops, head rises. Exhale, round that spine. Two more. Then we're going to go back into child's pose. Knees are tucked. Hands are stacked and just resting. And then we'll come back up. So we're sitting on knees right now. Hands are on top. We're going to cat-cow here in the seated position. So inhale forward. Exhale, curl. Two more. Okay, let's bring one arm across the body. We're going to use the other hand to bring the shoulder down, and then the head goes to the other side. Oh, I just cracked like 10 times. That was good. And we're going to take those nice deep belly breaths and go to the other side. Shoulder comes down, head to the other side. Ooh, tight there. So something I've noticed in the last few months working with people is this new, really, really bad quad tightness. So I challenge you to every day try to sit on your toes. Even if it means starting here. I know a lot of people have to start here. And then working your way down slower and slower, coming back into this. We're going to clasp the hands behind us. Let's see how high we can raise those arms. So you've got an external rotation happening. Now palms up. How far back can you bring those arms to now? And then we're going to twist to the right. One arm behind us, gazing out over that back shoulder. Nice tall spine. And the other side. We're going to do some triceps. This arm comes back. And the other side. Let's go back down to a lying position real quick. Extending those legs, arms up overhead. Let's take that full body stretch like when you get out of bed in the morning. Lengthen the belly. We've done a lot of work on the belly today. Arms are out to the side again. Bend the left knee, then cross it over the body. Gaze out over that left arm. Two more breaths. And then the other side. Always twist at least once a day. Cross over that body, whether it's standing or lying or seated. And then we're going to come on to our bellies. Arms going to be out to the side. We're going to roll over towards our hand on that side. Only go as far as this feels good. Do not push past. Do not force here. And the other side. Arm goes out. And unwind from that. Let's come up again. Come into that crisscross applesauce. We're going to do some movement now with the stretch. So we're going to come across the knees and then come up. So nice big circles here. Two more. Last one. Now change feet in front and turn the direction. So across the body. Inhale up. So there are some people who need the help and guidance of a doctor, physician, dietitian for diet. And there's nothing wrong with that. Make sure you pick one that has slow and consistent weight loss with a decent amount of calories so you're not in starvation mode. Those low calorie diets are great for losing weight, but they're also great for putting on more than when you started. I know there's a couple of places in town I'm not going to recommend because I don't know enough about them, but there's a couple of places in town that do a decent job. And then there's a couple of places in town who have you on a 600 calorie a day diet. It's absolutely unacceptable. So before you commit to any of those diets, take a look, see, and research how many calories does somebody your age and size need. And then make those decisions, because if you cut down too low, the kickback on that is way too high. It's like a disaster to messing up your metabolism. Have a really good week and enjoy yourselves.